Hey guys! In this week's video, I'm going to show you a combination of vegetables that I add whenever I'm doing protein like taco meat or burgers or any kind of like stir-fried meat. My mom taught me how to do this when I was a kid, and now it's just a habit, and I'm sharing it with you guys because it always makes the dish taste better, richer. When you cook these things down, they get a little sweet, and it's just like a really nice base for a protein. So here we go. First, we're going to start with a red bell pepper. And then we're gonna go to some garlic and then some shallots, however you wanna pronounce it. So a lot of people see this and they really have no idea how to get in there. So this is an easy little trick to get the top off and get the seeds out. So you just take a little knife, protect your fingies, and you just go straight down. You just kind of cut the top. Be careful not to obviously chop down your hand, and then you just pull the top out. So then you definitely want to get those little seeds out in there. So what I'll do is I'll also just cut off the bottom. This is also a really cool way if you're going to make stuffed peppers, if you're going to like stuff it with rice and different kind of things. This is also a nice little way to do that. But for what we're using it for now, which is putting it in the protein, I'll just cut it open like that. And then I just cut these little things out. And you just kind of slice out and just, you know, get the seeds out of there. You just make it nice and smooth. Obviously protect your hand, use a nice sharp knife. And then you have this. You can do a lot of different things with this. I mean, you can chop this up. You can put it in a salad, you can put it in a stir fry, you can put it in a soup, you can do whatever you want. One thing I like to do, and also like for dips and stuff, red bell pepper is great for dips. Because it has like a natural little like spoon, you know. One thing that I like to do with the red bell pepper is if I'm using it in my proteins, I like to peel it because the skin is a little bit coarse. And what I'm gonna show you to do is I'm gonna cook this down, and when it cooks down, the pepper gets really, really sweet. My mother taught me to take the peel off because the peel can sometimes have a little bit of bite to it, and it's coarser, so you wanna get that off when it comes to how I'm gonna be using this in this particular video. So just get a good grip on it, get a good peeler. Did this break? Oh no, okay, cool. So get a good peeler, and you just peel the skin off, just like you're peeling a carrot. You know, so you want to just get all the, sometimes in the little grooves, it's hard to get that out, whatever, that's okay. Or you can just kind of dig in there and get it. You know, another way you could do this is you could do it with you could peel it while the pepper is whole. And obviously, again, you know, protect your fingers, but you just kind of want to figure out how to make it work for you. If you like peeling it while the pepper's still whole, if it's easier for you, cool. You just kind of want to get a little edge, you know, because it's hard to kind of start just peeling it. So I kind of hook it into an edge, and then it becomes a lot easier to peel. So now we have the red bell pepper all peeled and ready to go. So now what you want to do is you want to chop it up really small. So I just kind of cut it into little pieces. Because what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna use my chopper to get this all nice and small. Okay. Sometimes I like it a little smaller, so I'll chop it a little bit more. And now we're just gonna continue and chop through the rest of the pepper. See, I put this cutting board, I tend to, when I have things, I use them a lot until they basically like fall apart. So this cutting board I've had forever. There's like burn marks on the edge. It's like a little bit warped. So one of the ways that I make it so I can cut and have it not wobble is I have to stick a dish towel under the edge. So, you know. All right, so one thing I do when I'm chopping little vegetables like this is I have my little bio bag, my little biodegradable thing that I stick on the end of my cutting board, and then I just bring all of my peels into it. And then later, as I've shown you guys in other videos, I just take this and chuck it. But it makes, you know, prepping these little vegetables, it just makes it a lot easier. We have our red bell pepper already ready to go. And now we're gonna move to the next thing, which is garlic and then shallots. There's a lot of different ways to peel garlic. What I do is, for this particular thing, I'll grab like 2. And then it's got like this coarse skin around it. So what I do is, I just smash it like that, and then I pull the garlic out, just like that. And then what I'll do is I'll just cut the end off. So that is what I was taught to do. Another thing you could do is, this is this like garlic peeler that came with this, this little gadget thing that I bought, where you can literally just pop it in. Oh, I guess it doesn't work that well. I don't really use this, so. Oh, look, but look, it came out. I honestly just smash it and do it this way because that's how I was taught, and that's what's just kind of in my muscles. So that's what I do. So now, since we're gonna be cooking a bunch of this stuff together, I'm just gonna chop the garlic with the shallots so it's easier. So I peel my shallots like I do an onion. So I just cut the top off, right? Then I cut the end off. So I just cut off both sides. And then I'll just peel off the outside layer. So just like that. And also shallots really vary in size. These are pretty small, but it's the same concept. So then these are the shallots and the garlic, and I'll just chop those together. Okay, great. So then I'll also like to have it sometimes a little more finely chopped, so I'll just do a little extra. I use garlic and shallots in so many things together. This is a great base when you cook it down with a little bit of olive oil and butter, which we're gonna do. It gets sweet, it adds so much great flavor to vegetables, to proteins, to rice or potatoes or anything. This is just a really great neutral thing to add to pretty much anything you're cooking, just to like, you know, kick it up a notch. So now what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take the garlic and shallots and some of the red pepper, and we're gonna cook it all down together till it gets nice and soft and sweet. So we have the chopped garlic and the chopped shallot. This bell pepper made quite a bit. So we don't wanna use all of this. I would say if you look at how much garlic and shallot there is, why don't we say, you know, we'll keep this for another recipe. That looks good. So I would say this is 2 tablespoons of garlic and shallot with 2 tablespoons of pepper. Normally I just make this, and I've actually never explained this before, so this looks pretty good. So now what we're gonna do is, in a small pan, tablespoon of butter. I love this olive oil. You know, olive oil changes so much in flavor, depending on your palate. I don't like olive oil that's really bitter because I think it affects what I cook. It affects the flavor of what I'm cooking. This is just a great neutral one that I found. But again, just kind of like taste a few, see what you like. This one I just happen to really gravitate towards. It's called Gaia, Leading Organic Olive Oil of Greece. So find an olive oil you like. And let's put 2 teaspoons of olive oil in there. And then we're just gonna put this straight in. We're just gonna put this on the stove. So this is the beginning stage. Once it gets sizzling, you wanna put it down on low because you want it all to like cook down and get really sweet and soft. So now let's just let it cook. Okay, great. So now you can tell it's kind of, the onion's starting to get a little translucent. The shallot is starting to get a little translucent, so you can tell that see the little shallots getting translucent. That's when you can tell that onion or shallots are starting to really cook down and get sweet, is when they get kind of clear and translucent like that. That means they're cooking nicely. So now we're just gonna keep letting this cook down and do its thing. So now this is pretty much cooked. I'm gonna take it off now. The bell peppers cooked down. It's looking really good. Now I'm gonna put it in a little container. I'll take a little, you know, glass storage container, and I'll just put this in here. If you're gonna use it right away, you want to let it cool, because if you put this right into protein, the protein will actually start cooking because this is really hot straight out of the pan. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just cook this and have it prepped and in my fridge so that when I'm ready to like make burgers or tacos or whatever, I'll just grab it out of the fridge and dump this in to the protein. The other thing too is, you know, I have a friend that hates bell peppers. So when I know I'm going to be cooking something that she's going to be eating, I don't put the bell peppers in. So one thing is, just like we did that whole thing, just do it with the shallots and garlic, and that is an awesome addition to protein also. This is just something that I learned how to do. I also like that the red adds a really nice color to the dish, especially because you guys know I love fresh herbs. When you have this red bell pepper and beautiful fresh herbs, the dish just looks really beautiful and fresh. Anyway, so this is a little addition to any protein you make. Thanks so much for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you know when I put up a new one. And if you guys have any questions or comments, you know, write it in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys. And I hope you like this video. Thanks.